was always a Nickelodeon fan. I grew up watching Nickelodeon. I was all about Rugrats, Cat Dog, All Real Monsters, Rocco's Modern Life. Then you got the game shows, Figure It Out, Finders Keepers, Double Dare, Think Fast, Get the Picture, you name it. I was all about Nickelodeon. But then there's those other kids who was all about Cartoon Network when they were growing up. I have nothing against Cartoon Network. I love the old school cartoons. But thing is that this particular station was an imperial program for many folks' childhood. You had shows like Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ben 10, Teen Titans, Dexter's Laboratory, you name it. And of course, the mastermind himself, Samurai Jack. But to think that there was 5 seasons of the program, this was an exceptional program that was just absolutely engaging, suspenseful, and such a really riveting story. But the thing is that the concept of a video game wasn't thought of at first, not necessarily until now. Basically, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time is a summary and a love letter and a dedication to the show itself, and this game itself was a lot of fun. Here's what I gotta say about it. I'm just gonna sum this up real quick. This game was basically all 5 seasons of Samurai Jack in one video game. Samurai Jack has to travel throughout time, battle against the evildoers of Aku, along fighting his own inner demons and saving his own closest friends, and save Ashi from trouble. It was very interesting to see the animation brought into a 3D world. Really nice scenery and solid basic visuals on the characters. The game is a reminder of exactly what Samurai Jack is all about. It was very interesting and felt like a normal Samurai Jack episode, but didn't have me fully interested until way later in the game where it picked up. As overall objection, it was a decent enough story. Now, to talk about the gameplay itself, just to get this off my chest, the game comes off like an old school PlayStation 2 samurai style. Gameplay has its own vibe that reminds me a lot personally of Onimusha. Some say Devil May Cry in terms of its presentation, screen, ratings, and after completing each stage and fighting style. Now, after completing the whole thing, my brain started rattling, and especially how farther I got, I honestly felt both styles of games combined into one. I personally tried to thinking of the skills I learned in Ghost of Tsushima and adapted that into this one because of the controls is really similar within the sword fighting in my own perspective. But I had to think of the two comparisons I made instead. That yes, for me personally, it reminds me a lot of Onimusha and Devil May Cry combined together as one. Let's talk about the game. Throughout the whole entire travels, you are going into different stages that has various sets of themes, traveling from point A to point B, faced against different enemies and fight the boss of each stage. Pretty straightforward, doesn't it? But here's the thing. Each enemy you come across while completing the area, you have to learn how they function and how to properly attack. Some of these enemies are a fucking bitch to deal with. You gotta be cautious and learn these combos you upgrade well and thoughtfully. This game requires a lot of patterns, timing, and muscle memory. Within the enemies along the way, you can simply learn how they work, no problem. Just dodge and avoid their attacks. As for the bosses, it's a trial and error process. Study their patterns, then attack at the proper time. Each boss is different and comes off like its own. There's something new each stage you enter. Some are reoccurring, just learn exactly how they function and hit. Once you complete each section when defeating a wave of bad guys, you do get a reward in the end, a treasure chest. You can open to recruit a new ability. Make sure you do talk to some characters along the way. They do give you some abilities to help you out. There's some obstacles you can avoid, but for me, the platforming isn't necessarily all that great. Even when you unlock the upgrade to double jump, also, I do feel the game's dodging system doesn't feel all that smooth and proper within the enemies that are shooting at you. Especially the guys who got those fucking grenade launchers, my god, they're a bitch. While running through the areas, you do come across different vases, caskets, mausoleums, buckets, or whatever. They contain some goodies, some prizes that you can get. Break them, you get a nice little treat like a gold coin, fire upgrades. The more you save with your items, the more you can upgrade your abilities and the stronger you get as a fighter. On further note, the gameplay is a lot of fun, a bitch at some points, but it's solid in every way. Now, the visuals and score, I don't really have much to say. I already said I really admired the 3D, whole 3D dimension of Samurai Jack, the cartoon being brought to life. But the score, I was not necessarily a fan. The score alone sounds like a stereotypical samurai fighting music, along with a bunch of unnecessary tracks that doesn't necessarily fit right in the game. You do hear some hip-hop music. Now, I understand that's with the merchant, but in some areas when you complete an area, you got some hip-hop music playing that I'm not really a fan of. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I have to say about this particular game. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, it's decent, it's solid, it's got very interesting gameplay that relates a lot to Devil May Cry / Onimusha, at least in my perspective. The story itself was solid enough from my experience. It was mostly towards the gameplay that I actually had a lot of fun playing and really enjoying. So for you Samurai Jack fans out there, I think you will definitely love this game and really travel back to time, just reliving your childhood. Especially if you grew up watching this program, you will love this particular game. So, as a rating, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time is a 7 out of 10 for me. Fun game, decent enough, and that's all I gotta say. With that being said, ciao for now.